and welcome back to the Doctor Who Marathon. I'm your host McEdam, and today we're going to be talking about Mission to the Unknown by Terry Nation. Now, before I begin, there's a lot to cover around behind the backstory of this story, and to be honest, I don't even know where to begin. Let's start off with the fact that this is actually Verity Lambert, the first Doctor Who's producer, last story, which is very unusual, seeing as it's a sort of lead in to another story. But yeah, this is her farewell story. You couldn't really tell by watching it. It doesn't feel like a producer's ending. But yeah, there you go. That's 1 point down. Number 2, it features none of our regular cast. The Doctor isn't in it, Stephen isn't in it, and Vicky isn't in it. And the only recurring Doctor Who thing in it is the Daleks. What's really strange as well about this story is that it's sort of like a prequel episode to the much bigger story, the Daleks Master Plan. But for some reason, between this story and that story, we have another 4-part adventure in the middle. So it's structured very strangely. And also as well, this is only 1 episode long. So if you do count this not part as the Daleks Master Plan, then this is technically the first and only Doctor Who one-parter. Oh wait, I tell you that. It is the first Doctor Who one-parter. There would be more one-parters. When I say that, is when we get into the new series. But we also have the TV movie and the 5 Doctors. But yeah, the first 1-part adventure. Also as well, this episode is missing in the BBC archives. We got the sound, and Loose Cannon did a great reconstruction of this. Now usually I watch the Loose Cannon version. However, I have found a better alternative. In October of 2019, the BBC put on their YouTube channel a fan-made production by the University of Central Lancashire of a remake of Mission to the Unknown, and it's still technically canon, seeing there's none of the Doctors or anybody appear in this, and it's literally a shot-by-shot remake with the same dialogue and everything, and they had the shooting script for the episode, so it should look like what it should have been looked like. So these are the 2 versions that I prefer out of mostly, and for this marathon, I actually went with the Central Lancashire version, and yeah, if you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. It's on YouTube, so you can watch it whenever. But yeah, that's all the background out of the way. Which one should I use? I like this cover more, so let's put that away. So let's get into Mission to the Unknown. So our story, this 1-part adventure, like I've said before, leads up to the Daleks Master Plan. So the story is mainly set up. So already it's not my kind of thing. I don't like it when you have a story which is mainly just a setup for another story. Maybe it would work better if this came right before the Daleks Master Plan and thing. But because we have that 4-episode gap, it does kind of have to be part of its own. But that out of the way. Our crew, I was going to say TARDIS crew, but they're not the TARDIS crew. Our UN crew is this captain and these 2 workforce. But one of them gets stabbed by what they call a Varga plant. And what that does is that when you're stabbed with it, you get poisoned, and all you can think about is killing, and then you slowly turn into a Varga plant yourself. Very goofy, but it works. It works. And there's a great atmosphere in the whole subject. And when you see the 2 other crew members, I can't remember the captain's call, but our main character is this one called Mark Corey, and he's I'll get into him a bit later. And so we get a scene where this crew member who's been infected is about to shoot the captain, but Corey comes from behind and shoots him in the back, and we get the captain's like, you just shot him, you didn't even give him a chance, and it's like, it's either him or you. So already Mark Corey comes off as like a space James Bond character, and that's what Terry Nation was going for. Now another point I forgot to mention on this is that Terry Nation actually wrote this particular one-parter to hopefully lead into a Dalek spin-off, because that was one of the things he really wanted, a Dalek spin-off. And Big Finish actually adapted his first script of that series, The Destroyers. So if you're interested in that, there's that route that you could go in. But yeah, that's just a little fun fact. Now, if you're watching the Lancashire version, the music in it is incredible. It's so dramatic, and I can't remember if it's in the original version, but man, that music just really, really works. Corey explains to this guy that he's actually like a secret agent, again fitting in with the James Bond theme, for the Space Secret Service, and he basically explains that he was looking around the space for Daleks, and that these Varga plants are exclusive to Skaro, and if they're on the planet Campbell, which they are, then that means Daleks are there. And then we see our first appearance of the Daleks. Now, what's really cool again with the Lancashire version is that the Daleks are voiced by Nicholas Briggs, the voice of the new series Daleks and the owner of Big Finish. So you know you're in good hands, and man, that guy has a voice. Every time he plays a Dalek, it's just spot on. Whether the scripts he's given are good or not, Nicholas Briggs is always fantastic. We see then the Daleks, and they're teaming up with these six groups, six empires with their leaders, and they all look really, really goofy and cartoonish for some reason. But they're supposed to be like this menacing threat. And what the Daleks' plan is that they're going to ally themselves with what they call the people of the outer galaxies, so they can conquer the solar system, starting with Earth. Which, like I said, that leads into the bigger story of the Daleks' master plan. Now, I don't know how to feel about that. I'm usually someone who doesn't like a singular story have been set up for another story, but because it is so heavily, because the Daleks are in it and there's no Doctor, it does feel like an episode of the Daleks' master plan just shown 5 weeks too early. So it really depends on how you watch it, and because I'm watching it in the order that they've been broadcast, in chronological order, but for this one I've watched it in the order it's broadcast. It really works if you watch it just before the Daleks' master plan, which I'm not doing. So I gotta talk about this episode on its own, and that bit kind of falls flat. So Mark Corey and the captain are trying to send a signal to let the solar system know that they are here, the Daleks are here on the planet Campbell, and basically stop them. And the Daleks get word that there are two humans on the Campbell, and so they go through the jungle and shoot them. And whilst this is happening, the Varga plants are getting slowly closer to our crew, and the tension just constantly is like building and building. And there's a great bit where they can't stay by their ship for too long, so they have to move away from the Varga plants. But just as they move, they nearly get caught by a Dalek, and so they hide in the bushes. And the Daleks then see the ship and destroy the ship, putting our crew, basically, it's like they are in a no-win scenario. They either make the message and die, or they don't make the message and still die. So it's a lose-lose situation. And then there's a bit where Corey is holding the captain by the shoulder, and he's like, come on, but he accidentally nudges him too hard, and he gets stabbed by a Varga plant. And man, the scene where the captain slowly realizes what's happening, and he's chanting, kill, kill, kill. And you can see in the Lancashire version, in the central Lancashire version, Mark Corey's face when he realises what's happening. But like, they don't look at each other. It's like they're both like looking in the same direction. Man, it really works. The top praises to that university that made that fan film. And yeah, and then what happens is, cold-bloodedly, he shoots the captain as he comes chasing after him, which then coats the side of the Daleks, and he makes like a speech, a really cool speech, like this is vital for Earth, and stuff like that. And then he gets caught up with the Daleks in a really cool scene where he walks, he sees one, he's holding a gun to him, and he turns around and there's two more there, and then they just shoot him dead. And then we cut back to our empire, our Daleks and our 6 leaders of different empires, and they're like, our secret is now safe, we can now conquer the solar system. And then they're all like chanting, and then that's how our story ends, with our heroes losing and setting up for the Daleks' master plan. So that's Mission to the Unknown. Let me get the other cover back. So that's Mission to the Unknown. This episode's probably shorter than most that I've done here, because I'm only talking about one part. But I have very mixed feelings. On one half, it has some great character moments, some great character beats. It sets up the Daleks really well, especially with the fact that no good characters survive through this. But watching it on its own, it is just kind of blurs into the background. It's like, right, this is just set up, and the story would have been a lot better if A was its own thing, or B actually part of the Daleks' master plan. So there you go, Mission to the Unknown. I hope you enjoyed that, and sorry this has gone really short. And I'll see you next time for The Mythmakers, and we'll get back to the Doctor and the crew, and we have to say goodbye to a particular crew member, and we say hello to another one. So I'll see you next time for The Mythmakers on the Doctor Who Marathon.